Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. Video is going to be a bit stuttering because I'm doing some downloading at the moment. And this is a video like many others that I didn't want to have to do. Bertie is getting old. Now you'll probably notice that Bertie isn't on the sofa. This is unusual. He is usually here behind me, bothering me and so on. But over the last week, and it's come on very suddenly, he doesn't sleep on my bed anymore, which is something he's done all his life. He can't get on the sofa. Getting on the sofa is not something he can do. Getting on the couch downstairs is something he can't do without help anymore. And if you've had dogs, you know the signs. Remember, Bertie is almost 17 years old. We had him when he was 6 years old. We always went Animal Lifeline, the place we have our dogs from. We always make sure when we talk to them that we'll take dogs that are a bit older. Because everybody goes for the puppies, everybody goes for the young dogs. So giving a home to an older dog, I mean Zach is 7 years old when we took him on last year. And so I've budgeted and put aside some money to cover what will eventually happen. Now the thing is, thankfully Bertie has avoided cancer as far as we can tell. He's got a lot of benign lumps, which you get, staffies get that. But the fact that he's 17 years old, almost 17 years old, it's amazing. It's an amazing age for a staffy. And it shows how well he's been looked after. But being a long-term dog owner, you know the signs. When your dog starts just slowing down and doing things that aren't normal. The spirit is very much willing, but the body is starting to fail. And it sucks. And when we lost Beryl last year, and she was old as well. And Bertie sort of got a new lease on life when Zach was introduced to the household. But there's only so much. And yes, there's drugs and medications and regimes you can put a dog on to make them go a bit further in that. But I've always seen that as a bad thing. I remember someone I knew who I classed as a bad owner, who she had cats, and this was for selfish reasons, sadly. She loved those animals, but she was thinking of herself more than the actual animal, and she had them weekly injected with gold and stuff in there. And I remember the last time I went to visit this cat, which was almost 20 years old, there was nothing left. It was a ghost. It was a husk. It moved like it was just hoping and praying for death. And I promised myself that I would never, ever stop nature taking its course. So I put aside some money because if anything happens, I think it's going to be very fast. As many owners know, and many dog owners know, will see the signs when it's coming to the end. It's sort of a real drop-off. They go from being healthy, everything normal, everything fine, and then all of a sudden they stop doing things that they can't put energy into anymore. It just starts to drop off really fast. Now, this is a good thing. This means that the dog had 17 years of health, 17 years of a wonderful life, or at least for the almost 10 years that me and Paola had Bertie in there. I mean, had a wonderful life. Many, many pizzas and kebabs. And so you'll probably see me burning through a little bit of money at the moment, just buying takeouts and things more often, and buying the dogs gifts, like going on quests on my Quingo to pick up burgers from their favourite place. He could last another 2-3 months, 6 months or anything. I don't know. But it's a very quick drop off this week. Because as you know, normally in my videos he's grunting behind me. He's on this sofa and there. That is normal. That is normal. That is wonderful, annoying, distracting side. And now you can just see his head just in the corner down by the bottom of the arcade machine. He's just lying on the bed down there. That's not normal for him. And it's not an illness, it's not something thingy, it's just it happens sadly to a lot of dogs. Dogs that aren't taken by actual stuff like diabetes or cancer or all those things like that. They just, one day they just start to slow down. And it sucks. It sucks. I've had pets have been part of my life, part of my coping strategy since I was pretty much born. I was lucky to always be in a family that had dogs. And they were never just a tool. They were always inside. They were always part of the family. They were always they were babies. And Bertie is amazing. And Bertie was my first pure staffy. And oh my God, I remember meeting him for the first time and he just stuck his face right into my face, hit my nose, bashed my nose, and started lapping at my face. There's a reason that staffies are called face lickers. They're so emotional and loving. Like I said, these are videos I don't want to do. I wonder if there'll be a time in the future when you're born, you're assigned a genetically engineered dog or something, and its lifespan is linked to your own. I don't know whether that'd be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. I've met so many wonderful dogs, and they were all different. Scruffy, who was my mum's dog. I remember all of them, from Hugo, Rex, Zoe, and they've all been part of my, how can I put it, coping strategy. See, dogs don't mind if you're a bit weird. Dogs don't mind if you're autistic. Dogs, and same with cats, dogs and cats don't, they may be assholes, they may have their own quirks and do silly things, and but when it comes down to it, they accept you for who you are. In a world that doesn't, in a world that doesn't make sense to you, dogs and cats have always made sense to me. And of course, when Bertie does pass on, I will contact Animal Lifeline and say to him again, because I always prefer to have 2 dogs so that they've got company. See, if you have house dogs and they're not going to go out walking and that, which dogs are fine being house dogs. It's always better to have an older dog, and I can always say to them, I say, okay, do you have another dog that you think would fit with Zach? I hate to have to think like that. But that's always been my advice to everyone else. If you're a dog owner or a cat owner and your pet passes away, get another pet. You're not being disrespectful to the memories of your old pet. What you're doing is giving another animal, another pet, a chance of a wonderful life, a home. And there's always pets and dogs and cats at these shelters and that just need a home and a place to be loved. So yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the video on OBS and I can just see on the video him just lying there asleep, which is very unusual for him at this time in the morning. What can I do but just prepare for when the time comes? See, Zach is covered by pet insurance, but Bertie isn't, because he's too old. You can't get pet insurance for a 17-year-old dog. So let me just... Oh yeah, the bandwidth problem. He's just zonked out to the world. I promise you he's not dead. He's just zonked out to the world. With his tongue. It happens. As I've always said, I always promise you all that it isn't just the positive videos I make. I'm very lucky. A lot of the time I have good things in place and everything to look after me. There's another thing that dogs do at this time as well, which Bertie has started to do when he goes in the backyard to do his business. He started to bark and asked me to come out and play with him. Normally, this might seem odd to you, but it's almost like he knows we don't have much time yet left. And he wants to give me some good memories. Because normally, Bertie will go out, do his stuff, and run back in the house for his treat. He prefers the inside, just like Zach does. But this week he's also started. Whenever he goes out, he barks and asks me to come outside with him. Dogs know. Anyway, bye-bye for now.